Hi everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyasifunde incwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lesiZulu bese siza la sokhuluma ngazo le ndaba esuke sifundile senzela laba phela basuke bengenaso isikhathi sokuthi bazifunde izincwadi nalabo basuke benqena nje ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sokhuluma ngawo lama shows, senza ama reviews or ama recaps, siphinde futhi sikhulume nga any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. Uma ngabe uyaqalela ukujoyina namhlanje and you really like our content, ungakhohlwa ukuthi upress usubscribe button la ngezansi bese futhi upressa i-notification bell ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Namhlanje nake senza i-full review ye Real Housewives of Durban episode 10. Yes, episode 10 abantu dikhani becabanga ucreate ama storylines. I'm like, they are so late, we have judged. Sina sesijajile, we've even decided who is coming back next season, who is not coming back. We've decided on the host for the reunion, but they are still creating ama storylines. Hey, asizwana nama last minute uthini. Storyline isifuna ukusibona on the first episode or else we fire you. We fire you ourselves. Here's the thing I want to say to ama fans kaMakhumalo. Ngicela ningitshela ukuthi where was the content in this episode, because when I did the video ngoMakhumalo, people were upset ukuthi we are attacking ngoMakhumalo. We had a scene this episode ka Lassie with Umabusi. We had a scene ka Sorisha no Annie. We had a scene ka Sorisha no Jojo. We had a scene ka Jojo no Nonku. And then we had a scene ka Annie no Londie. And then we had a scene where everybody was there. Did you hear me say uMakhumalo anywhere except for when they were there as a group? So I do understand that you guys are fans of Makhumalo, but we do have to face a reality. Where is she anyway? Which means that she's not initiating anything. If she is shooting ama scenes and they are not making it into the final episode, it means those scenes are not interesting enough, and that the producers are deciding not to put them on the show. So are we wrong in saying what she's not giving us content? She's not giving us content. When she shows up, yes, she's beautiful, but she doesn't say a lot as well. So I do understand people getting emotional nama BPA took nyuka kancane because I said ukuthi uMakhumalo needs to leave. But guys, looking at this episode, go and watch this episode and tell me do you not feel like she's not showing up in anything? She's not initiating any meetup. So as a result, I do feel like I still feel like she's not really giving us a lot when it comes to Real Housewives. So I just had to make that a disclaimer-ish. Because I will not apologize for what I said about uMakhumalo, because I still feel the same, you guys. But then let's start with the episode here today. So uLassie noMabusi, they are meeting up at beach. Yazi ngavele ngahala nje ngicine nini ukuza kuya ngakuleya area nje yase beach, but they are in the south and they are meeting up. They are supposed to exercise, but ngimbone efika nje uMabusi ukuthi ayikho exercise la. She said it's been 10 years since ejimini, and I was like, yo, and she's going to jog all of a sudden. And obviously she shows up all Adidas and whatever, her bag, the designer stuff. And the cameraman went like this to the bag. So that the people that know the real genuine stuff can tell is it fake or not. They really did a close up to Mabusi. And I'm hoping Twitter will tell us was the bag real or not. But she was looking great. Ula Chonto was wearing the same outfit that she has worn twice now, Jimini with Ulokuzana, with Londie London. I really think Ulokuzana Chonto is not understanding the assignment when it comes to the outfits on Real Housewives of Durban, because she repeats some outfits Kelana on the same season. You can repeat your dresses with your friends ngalena, but for each episode has to have its own outfits. Buza uMakhumalo uzokutshela So she was wearing the same gym outfits that she wore the two other times that she was at the gym. So they're meeting to gym by being a lelana, and then they start joking. I think about joking for like, I won't even say 2 minutes. It was like 1.2 seconds. And then she's like, I no, tired to my bosom. And then again, they decide to go to a neighbor and they talk about the fact that umabusi was invited by uJojo to a palito emzini kaJojo, and they say now she says she knows who asked that question about the purses and whatever, and uLaxonto was surprised how it's Jojo who asked that question, and she says, I wonder why Jojo asked that question. And then she starts talking about Nonku. I don't know why Ulaxonto is like, she can't hold herself from talking about Nonku, because that conversation, it was like Nonku agangeni anywhere. Umabusi is just trying to tell a story. So now Nonku ngena, but somehow Nonku, she says she's irritated with every time kukhulunywa. Yes, she understands there's always going to be drama because they are all women, but she doesn't understand why Nonku always starts a conversation by saying, I'm a single mom, and then everybody has to listen to them. They are also single moms and whatever, so why do they have to listen to her? I hear her in that, but sometimes, like, if you want to share something about your life and other people don't want to share things about their lives, is it really your fault? Nonku seems to be open about the fact that she was married, she's not married now, she's raising her kids all by herself, which is something that Lula Kongo is not open about. She just wrote one tweet and people made a big deal about it, but she doesn't share the details. So why, the fact that you don't want to talk about your stuff, why should it stop another person from talking about his stuff? One, I didn't like this scene because I didn't feel like Nonku should have been discussed. I felt like Umabusi was talking about something that happened to her. I feel like Ulaxonto should have been, she is good at talking about other people, but she doesn't talk about her own stuff. And then Umabusi says, Nonku is just being a diva, and she thinks Nonku with Londie, they have a problem with each other. And I think actually, besides in that, Nonku might possibly be drinking too much. There's something that's going on between Nonku and Londie that we haven't seen. I don't know why Londie is just taking issue Nonku so personally. And then Nonku talks about the fact that she's doing isithebese intombi, which I thought it means kuzobe kudliwa inyama, kodwa ngibonanga inyama. Angazi noma mina nibonile yini, kodwa she's doing isithebese intombi, so she was officially inviting Umabusi to that event. And then ke bahlukane ke kanjalo. And then the second scene, it was Sorisha no Annie at Annie's house, and she's asking ukuthi, did you have a conversation with Nonku? Annie asking Sorisha, which means they had sent, did I miss it when they sent Sorisha to talk to Nonku? Because it seems that way, that the girls had spoken to Sorisha and asked her to speak to Nonku. So when Sorisha spoke to Nonku last episode, it was because the girls had asked her to do it, which I don't understand why they did that. So then she says Nonku was very defensive, which Anne is very happy about. I know Nonku is very defensive. And if she knows she has a problem and whatever, listen, Nonku doesn't know she has a problem because she hasn't admitted she has a problem. Nonku doesn't think that she drinks a lot. It's the other ladies that think she drinks a lot. So I don't even know why they are so worried about it. Listen, if I had a friend and I thought they drink too much, I'm going to raise it to my friend. Are you sure you're not drinking a little bit too much? If they say, no, my friend, I think I'm still okay, I'm going to, for now, until I see anything somewhere, nakhona privately, discuss privately. But they seem to be bothered by this too much when they are not even that close to Nonku. Okay, and then that's where Sorisha says maybe the conversation didn't go too well. In fact, she felt like it went left a little bit, and she feels like maybe she needs to let go of her attachment to Nonku. Why? Because Nonku doesn't want to say she is an alcoholic. Now you must let go of your attachment to Nonku. And Usorisha seem very excited because Usorisha is saying that. And while they are talking about that, kufona ulona Ulachongo is calling to say she wants to teach Eni to cook umqombothi. I'm like, where did that come from? Guys, I am determined to go through life without knowing how to cook, how to make umqombothi. I am determined. Yes, I am Zulu. God, I'm determined to go through life without ukwazi ukubeka umqombothi for the why, for the when, for the what. For the why. But anyway, it came out of the blue, and I'm like, okay, maybe she's trying to get to know Eni. She's trying to figure out where Eni is when it comes to their friendship. Since Pelu Eni did say that thing, it's fake in Dabayelo because I flowers by Mr. by Mr. Petal, but they decided okay, bazomita, she's gonna bring the ingredients, and then bazopeka umqombothi, you know. I should have watched the good bapheka kanjani. Angikwazi ukupheka ilona, and I'm so not interested, you guys, you know. And then usi number 3 was Sorisha and Jojo. And okay, apparently Sorisha no Eni had left early at the party ka Jojo, and I think Umakhumalo as well, because when they were having that whole conflict with Umangu, I don't remember seeing Umakhumalo, but we are used to not really noticing Umakhumalo anyway. But when they said Sorisha left early, I thought okay, Makhumalo must have left early as well. And then we are Jojo tells Ugutu what happened with Nonku and with Lynette, who is, I don't know, I thought Lynette was Nonku's friend. Apparently she's Nonku's cousin. Sorisha says Lynette is Nonku's cousin. Okay, and now Jojo is changing the tune. Here's the thing, Jojo we are flip-flop a lot. And she's changing the tune. She's like, you know what? I don't feel like she's an alcoholic. Nonku, I think we went in too hard, and I think that I don't think that she's an alcoholic, and I don't think that she thinks she's an alcoholic, and I feel like we haven't been treating her fair, so she feels like she wants to meet with Nonku and talk to her about it. I'm gonna have to wait when it comes to Jojo, because I wanna see if really she's gonna be genuine when it comes to Nonku. I feel like masekufika Eni beno Londie, it's gonna change. I feel like that, but I was like, okay, let me wait and see. And okay. Now Lokuzana shows up. And then she shows up Ulachongo to Eni's house for the Lokuzana for the making of umqombothi. Okay, I like how sometimes they just pretend as if there's no elephant in the room. Shows up, they greet each other, but she shows up in the BMW. That she says, Ega Mr. Petal, that car. But I'm looking at that car, because I'm not good with cars, but I'm looking at that car and I'm like, isn't this the car that she posted? And it was supposed to have been her Valentine's gift from Mr. Petal. Now, the same car belongs to Mr. Petal. You know? I feel like, honestly, sometimes Ulakongo cannot keep up with her white lies. I really feel like that. And Pelatina, we are dotting down, we are reviewing the show. So every time she says something, say Balapanti, say review us in Jani. So we pick up such things. I was like, but this car was supposed to be a gift to you from Mr. Petal. Now, how is it belonging to Mr. Petal now? You remember the car where she says, she asked, Ulakongo, she asked for land and property and she was given the car. That car looks like it's the same car. I'm ask guys if you in Bonega campaign in the comment section and is it different now? I felt like it was the same car. But again, she's like, it's Mr. Petal's car. I just thought, let me take it for a drive. Okay. But when Umqombothi, and he seems very interested in learning to cook umqombothi, and then bafake bhayideni babeka ngaphandle kelangeni ukuthi kushuthi now to boil a little bit, and then Pella, we can't not address the elephant, the pink elephant in the room. And then Ulachongo is like, I heard from Londie. I like what, and then she said, she didn't say, I just heard what you said. She said, I heard Londie told me when you think I bought myself flowers. And then and it's like, no, it was your reaction to the flowers. Your face didn't look like you were surprised. And then Ulachongo is like, but Annie has never seen me surprised, so she doesn't know how I'm like when I'm surprised. And yeah, she just says that because there's a lot of things that we don't know about you. What Annie always says about you, because Ulachongo. Honestly, I feel like Ulachongo would have handled that confrontation very different if it was someone else. I do feel a little bit like Ulachongo uyamsaba uEni, uyasaba ukuba ne back to back ngamazwi with uEni. I feel like maybe if it was Nonku, it would have been that conversation would have gone totally different. So it was almost like ufuna confront, but not really, but yeah. But it didn't end up being a fight or anything. But I think she made it clear that I know that you said, I sent myself flowers, and I'm like, why would I do that? Why would I spend so much time buying the flowers? Guys, at this point, I'm really just confused. There was a time where I thought there's no way that Congo sent her those flowers, and there's been times when I think maybe she did, because she does seem to not tell the truth sometimes, Congo. And right now, I don't know. I'm just gonna wait for the truth to be revealed, if it's ever revealed, because we never know with Congo. She's so secretive, so we don't even know if Mr. Peter will turn out to be the real person or not. And then we go to the scene where Jojo is going to get a tattoo. I'm like, Jojo, do you not have enough tattoos? On a space and just like on her foot, just the only space that's left, and she puts a tattoo there. She says it's a baby dragon she was gonna put there. She says it's a small tattoo, but that thing was big. I wouldn't be able to sit there and bear the pain. And obviously she goes through the pain, she's crying, and I'm like, but why are you doing it? And she says they were supposed to have gone with Nonku to get the tattoo, because there's a certain tattoo that they had spoken about getting together, and Nonku had cancelled on her, obviously because of what happened at Patinga Jojo, and she was really hoping that she still comes. But while she's talking to the tattoo guy, who was Mikey Mike, and Nonku calls, and Nonku is like, I know, I'm just around Mhlang, I'm just wondering if I can come. She's excited with Jojo, she's coming. And the guy Tatua is like, hey, she doesn't sound very happy. Obviously she wasn't like happy on the phone. You can see she has something bothering her. Listen guys, I really just thought, I didn't think Nonku was that upset at Patinga Jojo, and it sounds like she was. I guess she was more upset than I realized. I didn't think she was that upset, you guys. And and she's still upset. I don't know how many days it's been, but she's still very upset. Her demeanor was just different today. So she comes to the tattoo shop, and they start talking. The tattoo is done now, George, and then they go to another area where they're sitting and they're talking, and George just starts apologizing. She says she feels like they didn't treat her fairly. She apologizes for her part in it. She feels like they made her feel like she's not a good mom, and she doesn't want her to feel like that. For me, Jojo is becoming emotionally exhausting to watch, because let me tell you why. Sorry guys. This is the reason why I said Jojo is becoming very emotionally exhausting for me to watch, because this episode I got as emotional as I did in that episode where they had gone quad biking and they had that conversation, both of them, Nonku and Jojo, about how they had gone through abusive relationships. This episode, I was almost as emotional as that episode. I wanted to cry too, the way that it really felt like Jojo was being genuine. But this time, it's just that I had questions about it. Like, is she really being genuine with Jojo? She has made me question her intentions, honestly. So it was a good scene, but it just left me like, Jojo, like, really, are you trying to be friends with Nonku or not? It confused me a little bit, but I was emotional. I don't want to lie, guys. I did like feel like there's a tear coming when she was talking, because she really felt like she really regrets that she was part of that team that was attacking Nonku. And Nonku does say she feels like Ulona was influenced by the other girls, which is obviously obvious anyway. And then Jojo says she's gonna have a conversation with the other girl, because she feels like they owe her an apology. She says, "Don't worry about it, I have your back." You know, if Jojo said to me, "Don't worry about this, I have your back," I would be asking, like, do you have my back to protect it, or do you have my back to stab it? Because you never know with Jojo, especially Masekuno Eni and Ulon. Masekuno Eni and Ulonde. And then there's a scene with Eni and Londie, and uka Eni ulokhuzana uLondi uzovakashela uEni, and she sees the bucket yomqombothi, and she asks ukuthi Londie she's like, I am a bucket ngiyawasaba mina sabani mfaka canga ukuthi kunomuthi lapha. Anyway, and ugcina emchazelile ukuthi no, la Chonco was here teaching me how to make umqombothi, so that's why I have lela bucket lomqombothi in there. And then Eni being the direct person that she is, she asked Londie, so why did you tell Chonco about our discussion about the flowers, her being the one that sent the flowers? And he says in the interview that she doesn't like that because they had a private conversation that Ulona Ulondie wayithutha wayisa ngale, you know. I understand because the betrayal that Eni is feeling, because remember what Ulondie was introduced as a friend of Eni's more than anyone in the group. So now it's like she is becoming more friends with Ulasi than Eni, if she's going to athuthe indaba zikalisi azise ngale ku-Eni. And Ulondie response, like Ulondie doesn't care about nobody's feelings. So she's like, yeah, very good, very nshilo. So I just feel like she deserves to know what that's what you guys were saying. And then Eni tells Ulona about the car. She came with the car, Mr. Petal, and yeah. And then Ulondie talks about the drama that happened in Jojo's event, but she doesn't talk about the Nonku drama. She talks about her own drama, because she did have her own drama, Ulondie Landan, with Jojo regarding her not performing at the event. Okay, and then Seguyisithebe says apparently Ulachong ended up inviting everybody to Isithebe saying Tombi. So they there. That place didn't look like umuzi womuntu. It looked like it's like a camping site, but you know these camping places where zakhiwe ngesizulu, it's like all round besizulu and all of that. Bengabuka ngathi it's somebody's homestead, no. But it's a beautiful place nonetheless. The girls are there, but you know, guys, in Mvunulo yesiZulu, it's always beautiful. Ulondie gets there first. Ufakwa endlini laphayana around, there's no refreshments or anything. We are complaining because she always complains. But honestly, guys, I felt like they should have had drinks laphayana or anything. And I think they spent a long time being at all drinks and stuff. But bayafika uyamfolelwa Chonco ukuthi ukuphi. She says she's waiting for a long time. She's alone. Ulona is a diva. Londie. And then Jojo arrives. Jojo no Eni no Lon no Sorisha. She arrives with the security guards. Who she said Eni says Jojo insisted on traveling with a security guard. Utiena traveling a security guard, not security guard, with security. There was a lot. I'm a van neighbor, but I see Bonanga Sengashu. They were armed, I'm sure. Because she says that she has a diamond and gold Rolex. Yes, Jojo, le emakaya sis. They don't care about your Rolex. They don't really care. They probably didn't even see that you're wearing it. You didn't need to have the security card. That thing just made me feel like Jojo, just because she felt she needed security. It didn't make me feel good at all. And I'm starting to see Lendaba show abandu Jojo, because people have been saying in the comment Jojo seems racist, you know. or she has racist tendencies, and I've seen that in the comments, and I'm like, angiko sure, but I do have things that ngeko happy that she says or she does. And this one, honestly, I felt like that. I feel like she is getting the security because she's going to umcimbi wabantu abamnyama. How many events have they been to where uJojo didn't come with those people, but all of a sudden masebeya emcimbini lo ayana sekuletha ama lokho sekuletha security, and even uSorisha was like, hey, I have security, but uJojo has security. You know, and she says another reason is because of the watch. Hey, so they all show up. Bafika, who showed up first? Okay, it was Sorisha, Annie, uJojo, and security. And then the next who showed up, did Umakumalo come before? Oh yeah, Umakumalo came before Lokuzan. They were looking nice. Shame, but hloniphile Lokuzan event ka Chonco. You Umakumalo beswenkile. You Umakumalo ubeswenkile. And then Ula Chonco shows up in a white dress, with umsila and all that. And obviously, Annie had something to say about her not wearing makeup. I guess she didn't feel like she needed to wear makeup for that event. And then Nonku comes with the queen. I guess I just assumed because even though she doesn't like Ulokuzan Nonku, but she seems to like Ulokuzan. Queen for some reason, and yeah, the queen was there. I assumed she was personally invited by Chonco, and also by Bora Lababanya, so they might as well give us the queen. So and then Lord Mabusi showed up very late, you know. But the event, guys, was really beautiful. The event was beautiful because I like how the ladies were like with everybody. I think that baby basinisa bonke ni participated Sorisha participated, Londie. Bekumnandi, except there was no food. I didn't see any food. Guys, did you see food? I was like, where's the food? Where is the food? Anyway, yes, and then and then I'm like, where's the food? And then there was a time kufika ama balloon and we thinking, Mr. Petal again. Ama balloon are pink, ama kudu 7 or anything. The ladies were made to hold the ama balloons, and then I couldn't saw there was a message inside which they're going on a trip to where? Nama was like, yes, where? Sunset. And then Ulona apparently Annie who organized the balloons because she's planning a trip for the girls to go to Sun City, which Ula Tonto was not impressed by. Nama was not impressed by. I was like, Sun City, like for real, like Real Housewives in Sun City. Nama was not impressed, but Annie was irritated by the fact that La Tonto is not impressed. But I'm like, but it's not impressive. It's not impressive, guys. My Chinese, my ring lights on and off. Yes, and yes, so she was not impressed. She ended up leaving early, but I didn't understand whether Annie left early because she was irritated or Velezo Hamba early. And otherwise they're going to. Since Umabusi came late, she came after the event Lokuzana Yama balloon had happened, and Annie had said she's inviting everybody. So Umabusi must have figured they are telling her, actually we have a trip. So she's like, am I invited? They're like, we're not sure because the host is not here. And then she's like, Ubani host. She's like, Annie. She's like, I'm probably not invited. Annie is a mean girl, guys. She really is. She's becoming meaner and meaner every episode. I really don't understand this thing, WhatsApp group that they have, that Annie does not want to put Umabusi on. angazi ukuthi why ngempela angamfaka uMabusi, because obviously uMabusi is also part of the Real Housewives. Why would you not want to? For 3 months now, she just doesn't want to put her in the WhatsApp group, so she doesn't think that she will invite her on a trip. I wouldn't go if I was uMabusi. If somebody doesn't like you that much, why would you want to go on that trip? But obviously it's also work, so maybe if the producers say, Annie, you have to invite Umabusi, and she ends up being invited, she would have to go because it's work. But had it been just personally, I would have said don't go, because the host doesn't want you to be there. They did show previews a little bit about the next week's episode. I don't see Umabusi there, so I'm assuming that she ended up not going, which would be sad, because really basihambela nabantu abazobhora nje kwi-trip, bazosihambisela nabantu abazobhora. We need uNonku, we need uMabusi when it comes to ilokhuzana ama-scenes that have volume or value. And okay, at some point the girls come back, shuthi sebezoyalwa ulaChonco, ukhotha ivesi elithi izinhliziyo zenu azingabi nokukhathazeka, because yena usengenile ezintweni wahlupheka wababa njani. I'm like, hayibo laChonco. I don't know why yakhe relationship is just taken this big thing that really was supposed to, girl, wajola wangalunga umjolo, and you got out of umjolo and you are now in another mjolo. Lento yokuthi umjolo nomjolo wena uzoba nawo uzoba neverse, you will refer it to iverse. Hayibo. I think nayo lento le ukuthi she hasn't been in a lot of relationships. She's just been in one relationship, and she thinks it's the most important relationship, more than ama relationships abanye abantu. I don't know. I just felt like she took it too serious. Ngiye ngangena mina ngahlambalazi wangaba njani. She wabayala kamantombazane, which was cute, shame, and then ke bahamba. And after sebehambile, the ladies were left. Obviously Annie had left, and then the rest of them were there, which is where Jojo decided to have that conversation about them apologizing to Nonku. She says the same thing that she had said, that she feels Nonku has, in recent events, she's been attacked. She feels like it's unfair. She apologizes to Nonku again in front of the ladies. And Nosori Shanae says, Nonku, I take back the statement that I said, I guess, in a statement about her being an alcoholic or possibly drinking too much. She says she takes it back. And then the other ladies, bamangel, what is this about? Because I guess bebengatshelwanga. Londie uthi inkinga yakhe ukuthi phela before bakhulume noNonku, they had discussed ukuthi bazokhuluma noNonku. Now when the other ladies are deciding to apologize to Nonku, they are not telling them ukuthi, and they are deciding to apologize to uNonku. So now bona babukeka ngathi manje, because no laChonco bajoinile wathi laChonco, no, mina vele I was following into eyayivele ishiwe ibona laba. So if bona sebe withdraw, I don't have a problem with the fact that ba withdraw. Then uLondie London was like, I have nothing to apologize for, mina ngoba yonke into engayisho was true. And then kwaba naleyo conflict between two of them, because uNonku was like, you know what, if you're not going to apologize, don't say anything, because obviously Londie wanted to elaborate, and Nonku was not interested. And she says, you know what, if you're not going to apologize, just forget about it. And yeah, but Shusi apology uNonku didn't get an apology from Londie, but I think she shouldn't have gotten it, because it wouldn't have been genuine, because she didn't expect it was going to be the apology sit down Londie. I guess maybe she'll apologize later, or she won't apologize, which makes the show even better if she doesn't, because then we get a little bit of more drama. Anyway, there was a scene between Queen Nonku. She was just updating Queen about the drama with the lady. Queen always gives her the same advice. Listen, I love you, my girl. You are the queen. You are the best that has ever happened to me. Do not care what people say about you. If you are okay with yourself, be okay with yourself, and not pay attention to what everybody else says. But there was the episode for today. The highlight for me, really honestly, it was the event laChonco, Oh yes, uLachonzo did change from her white beautiful dress wagqoka le ngubo ayegqoke lapha yana beyokwenza amakhekhe, which I didn't understand ukuthi wayeshintsha. But I guess mawunomcimbi sometimes you just want to be comfortable, but I wish she had done it with a different dress, because that dress I was like, I didn't like it even ngathi ayigqoke lapha. Now ayimbi guys, but you know, on for Real Housewives, you know what I mean. But anyway, the event was a highlight for me. The fact that all of those ladies who were there at the time, kusinwa and everything, participated, bengagxeki lutho, they were having fun. It was a highlight for me. And also I did like the scene between Jojo and Nonku, but it just made me feel like I cannot trust Jojo ukuthi she's gonna stand by Nonku like she says. So we're gonna have to wait and see ukuthi she's being real lapho na. And yeah, the parts that I didn't know, why didn't I like? I didn't like the fact that Jojo took security guards to that event. It was so unnecessary. And it just gave me that thing. Kanti wena Jojo, what do you think about black people? Ngicabanga ukuthi makuqhamuka umuntu umlungu thina emakhazi vele simphuthume ngemkhonto simphuca amawashi. Hayibo, we don't have time for that. We have more valuable things emakhaya than ama Rolex. So thank you so much guys for watching my videos. Sorry ngequality ye video. Listen, ngathenga ema-channel, lento ngayithenga ama-channel, the connector here ngayithenga ama-channel, manje kubuye kucime konke kuvele kuthule. What am I supposed to do? Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video before niphume kuyona and share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ngenithanda kakhulu.